My students are always asking me, how can I learn English grammar? In this video, we're going to look at the answer to that question, how you can improve your grammar quickly, easily, and most importantly, in a fun way. Let's go. Throw away your grammar books. Seriously, nobody has ever in the history of the world learned grammar from a book. I can't think of anything more boring than sitting down with a book and some notes, looking through pages and pages of grammatical forms. It just won't work. Have you ever known anyone that's learned to play football from reading a book? How about any singers that have learned musical theory and then have been able to sing perfectly afterwards? In the same way, you can't learn grammar from a book. Don't get me wrong, you can check in the book afterwards, but throw that book away. It's boring, it's pointless, and if you want to learn something, you need to have fun doing it. Do yourself a favour, throw that grammar book away. Number 2, fire your English tutor. You need to write in the past continuous tense in the passive voice. Most native English speakers would not understand that sentence. It's got no basis in reality. Native English speakers hardly ever speak about grammar. I mean, you get a few grammar Nazis that say, actually, it's this way, but they're very rare, ignore them. Most of them will be English tutors. Apart from grammar academics and English tutors, nobody really cares about the grammar, and they certainly don't care what the grammar forms are called. Now, don't get me wrong, it's good to use grammar. Grammar is a natural rhythm of speech, but you don't learn it from a book. And you also don't learn it from paying $10 to $30 an hour for a backpacker that's visiting your own country that probably isn't a teacher, that just wants to sit down and drill you over and over again about the past principles. Fire them. Fire them. Not worth it. The point of an English tutor is to help you speak or write in English. What they should be doing is teaching you vocabulary, teaching you how to use tone, teaching you how to use body language in your hands and how the English speakers speak, how it actually works in England. Now, should that be how native speakers talk? It doesn't matter. In England, most people would probably say, we chat like this, just copy. See what I mean? Grammar is variable, it moves, it changes with the time. Fire that tutor if they're just focusing on grammar. Also, they should probably be teaching you how to swear as well. That's probably one of the most important things. How to swear, how to curse, and how to chat up pretty people in the bars. Number 3, move to an English-speaking country. This is 100% the best way to learn grammar. Just exist in an English-speaking world and it'll come to you. Actually, the number 1 tip if you want to learn any language quickly, including the grammar, the verbs, the idioms, everything, fastest way to learn a language is get put in prison in that country. You'll soon learn it. I think it takes about 6 months to become fluent if you don't speak a language in the prison that you're in. Obviously, you can't just go to the UK and get arrested if you live in India or Malaysia or Brazil. Also, some people might not be able to move to an English-speaking country, which is fine. There are ways around it, just not books or tutors. What's the alternative if you cannot live in an English-speaking country and be immersed in the language? There are ways. Here they are. Read books. Read any books you want, except grammar books. If you can comprehend and decipher what the grammar book is telling you to do, you can already read other books. Hell, start with children's books. Read fact books. Read the Guinness Book of Records. Read Dan Brown. Read Harry Potter. Read anything you like. Okay? Read popular science. As long as it is in English, you'll be reading, and the grammar, you will start just learning it by osmosis. It will start going in. If you sit there thinking, watching this video thinking, but I can't read these books, I need to learn the grammar first. No, that's the wrong way around. That's putting the cart before the horse. You need to read first and the grammar will just go into you. And also, if you're reading a grammar book anyway, you can read English. Watch English movies, TV shows, or play English video games. Again, if you're good enough to be interacting with a tutor, don't waste money listening to him or her drone on about independent clauses. Watch a film. Watch a film with subtitles in your language. Watch a film with subtitles in English. You'll pick up the grammatical forms without even knowing what they're called or what they're named. It doesn't matter. And this is much more interesting than being drilled over and over again. Oh, what is the past form of this? Oh, how do you say this doing word when you did it in the past? You think when people are in prison in England and they don't know the English language, they're worried about how to say it in the past. Another thing you can do is just go to a bar in an area where there's people speaking English. I'm sure there's expat areas near where you live if you're learning to speak English. Even better, get a job as a barman in one of them bars. But getting ahead of myself, just go and speak to them. Just go and speak. If you hear a group of people speaking English, go and chat to them. It helps if they're attractive. Maybe you could try and get them into bed. But there is nothing better than speaking to real people in real situations to improve your grammar. I know it sounds daunting, but most English people, if you go over and say, "Can I buy you a drink?" they'll take it. Just sit there, chat with them. Don't be creepy. Just join in with the conversation. Don't go up to them and say, "Oh, can I practice my English with you?" Because that straight away makes them into a teacher and you're a student. Just whatever they're talking about, go up and speak to them about anything. And again, they'll take you into the group. Get drunk with them. That will really improve your grammar and your English. And real English, not what your tutor will be teaching you. Also, think about it. If you're buying them a drink, it's probably going to be cheaper than the $30 you're spending on some backpacker with dreadlocks talking to you about reported or direct speech. Get an English-speaking boyfriend or girlfriend. Just like the prison example, you'll soon learn how to communicate if sex is on the table. If you're dating someone who speaks English natively and you don't, you're going to speak to them in English because most English people, let's be honest, don't know any other languages. So it's like the prison, you'll have to start learning it quick. So if you have a very attractive partner and you want to get them into bed, you're going to have to whisper them sweet nothings. You're going to have to learn the grammar of love, which will be much more motivating than reading the book. Speaking of tongues, this video is very tongue-in-cheek, but the principles are true. Think back to what I said about the football player. You don't learn football from reading a book, you don't learn how to sing from reading a book, and you don't learn English from a book. You learn it by speaking. So when you get a tutor, get the tutor to take you to a bar, get him or her to teach you how to swear. Just have a normal conversation with him or her correcting you as you go. You don't need to know why. Eventually you'll just pick it up. That's what English people do. We never got taught grammar at school, really. Now, I know. Some of you need to learn grammar for the IELTS test. And that's my speciality. That's what I teach you. I'm trying to teach people how to pass these IELTS tests. The good news is, in the IELTS, they never ask you to identify grammatical forms. They never say things like, what is the subordinate clause in this complex sentence? You just need to know it. You just need to speak like a native or write correctly in an academic way, which is bullshit, but yeah, you do have to do it. So in my other videos, I show you how to go through the writing tasks and the speaking. But again, even if you're not ready to throw out your grammar books or fire your grammar English tutor, doing these things that I advise in this video, watching TV in English, playing video games in English, getting a girlfriend or friends that only speak English will all help you, and they'll help your grammar just innately, just naturally. It will be in you. In the IELTS, you just need to be relatively error-free, but also on most bands it says there are errors, but it does not hinder meaning. If people understand what you are saying, even in the IELTS exam, they'll give you credit for it. And once the IELTS exam is finished, nobody's going to care if you mess up a tense as long as they understand what you're saying. In fact, some people find it quite cute. Some people like the diversity in English if people have it as their second or third language and they make mistakes. It's quite charming, it's quite adorable. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. There are no grammar videos on my channel, but there are IELTS videos that will help you with the structural part of the IELTS test, what to expect, how to write essays. All those are on my channel. Go and have a look. It'll help you in your IELTS test. Throw out that grammar book, get a English partner, and if you're really, really desperate, nick a car, go to prison.